Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Welcome to our program, Ask Me About Islam. Today, we discuss about the very big issue about the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. To answer this issue, we invite the former Baptist minister, Omar Benya. So, the Christians believe that Jesus is a Savior. So, the only way to save the humanity is the crucifixion. So, why crucifixion, Ustad? But before you answer that, can you greet our televiewers?
Yes, Brother Halil, we would like to greet our televiewers. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. That is in Arabic. In English, may peace be upon all of you.
So the question is, why crucifixion?
Why crucifixion? Crucifixion was not actually the kind of punishment Israel was, punished their criminals. It was the kind of punishment of the Romans. During the time, we should always remember that Israel was under Roman rule. So, the punishment being imposed by the Romans according to their own law must by all means be followed. That is a very, very worst punishment ever that a criminal must undergo. So why crucifixion? See? Because at that time, whoever committed a crime against the Jews, they cannot simply use their own law, especially for punishment, without honoring the law of the Romans. As what I have said, Israel was under Roman rule. So they must obey, they must follow what is being imposed by that Romans.
So, Ustad, who wanted him to be crucified?
That is a very, very good question, Brother Halil. Because, it was the Jews themselves wanted Christ to be crucified. See? No other people wanted him to be crucified. They want him to be crucified because of envy, as what the New Testament is mentioned. Okay? So, it was the Jews themselves when Christ was brought to the presence of the governor. Pilate, being the governor at that time, asked the Jews, "What shall I do then with Jesus, whom you call Christ?" In reply, they shouted, "Crucify him! Crucify him!" Then Pilate again asked them, "Why? What evil did this man to you?" They shouted all the more, "Crucify him! Crucify him!" You see? Without any strong ground for crucifixion, Just because of envy, they wanted Christ to be crucified.
So, Christians believe that Jesus Christ sent by God to save the humanity. And the only way to save the humanity is to crucify. So why Jesus Christ was hiding when the Jew was trying to catch him?
That is a very, very good answer, question, Brother Khalil. If indeed God or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Christ for that mission to save humanity through crucifixion, why did he hid himself from the presence of the Jews? See? One, that was not his mission. What is his mission? That was not his mission to save all humanity, to pay the penalty of sins. Huh? Why he was hiding? Simply because, he also knew that because of envy, because he had done many miracles, and many of the Jews believed him and acknowledged him to be the Messiah. The Pharisees, the elders, and the high priest made counsel. They talked about what they are going to do with this man. Because if they do not have any plan to arrest him or to kill him, all the people will follow him. So the only way to stop his ministry, to stop his doing, is to kill him. And killing him is not by stoning, as what I have mentioned a while ago. Because they honor the law of the Romans being imposed to them. They must, by all means, follow and obey what the Romans required. Okay?
So, Ustad, Christians believe that Jesus Christ was crucified. So, he was crucified?
Was he crucified?
Yes.
The issue had been for a long time being discussed by many theologians and scholars, because some of them are not actually or do not actually believe that Christ was crucified. This issue of crucifixion is a very, very, very long issue, and millions of Christians believe Christ was truly crucified. But, Brother Halil, the Bible itself, the New Testament itself, have many proof that he was not crucified. No? The Muslims believe that there was one who was crucified, but it was not Christ, as what the Bible, their Bible says so. We have so many evidence. Yes?
Who was crucified? Who was crucified?
Brother Halil, that is a very, very good question. Actually, the Jews themselves knew that they have crucified and killed a wrong person. And this person, they buried also. Okay? Now, one proof is found in the book of Matthew, chapter 27, verses 62 to 66. Then, very, very clear, Brother Halil. Now, the next day, that followed the day of the preparation, the chief priests and Pharisees came together unto Pilate, saying, Sir, we remember that deceiver said, while he was yet alive, after 3 days I will rise again. Command therefore that the sepulchre be made sure until the 3rd day, lest his disciples come by night and steal him away, and say unto the people, he is risen from the dead. So the last error, in some version, the last deception shall be worse than the first. Say, there was a deception, there was an error committed by the Jews themselves. Pilate said unto them, ye have a watch, go your way, make it as sure as ye can. So they went and made the sepulchre sure, sealing the stone and setting a watch. In other words, the Jews themselves tried their very best to make the sepulchre secure, that no man can go and make anything or steal the body, because they have placed a guard, a watch. Now, second proof that it was not Christ was crucified, still found in chapter 28, verse 11 to 15. Now, when they were going, behold, some of the ones came into the city and showed unto the chief priests all the things that were done. And when they were assembled with the elders and had taken counsel, they gave large money unto the soldiers, saying, Say ye, his disciples came by night and stole him away while we slept. And if this come to the governor's ear, we will persuade him and secure you. So they took the money and did as they were taught. And this saying is commonly reported among the Jews until this day. In other words, Brother Halil, the Jews themselves knew whom they crucified. You see? Now, what they did is to gather together with the elders and have meeting, council, what they are going to do. So the final result of their meeting was they agreed to give a large amount of money to the soldiers and commanded them to say to the people what they wanted them to say. In other words, they were telling the guard, the soldiers, another way. See? Another way. His disciples, tell them. You should tell them. His disciples came by night and took his body, and that is not true. That is not true. They knew it was not true. Huh? They knew it was not true. Until today, this saying is commonly heard among the Jews. Now, notice that the lies of the Jews were being believed by the Christians as true, Brother Halil.
So, Stan, you mentioned that Jesus is not the one who crucified. So, the time of crucifixion, Ustad, where was Jesus?
Well, you know, he before that event happened, he challenged the Jews. In a little while, no longer see me. Huh? You will look for me, and you will not find me. See? See, Christ was hiding from the presence of the Jews. Huh? He knew, because it was already news spread around Jerusalem that there was a man to be crucified on that day. So it was already popular. So Christ was hiding from the presence of the Jews until the third day. Yes? So he must be hiding within the Judean territory that only he himself knew. Even his disciples did not know where he was hiding during the time.
So, Ustad, as a mother, they love their only one son. So, did Mary visit the grave of Jesus Christ?
No, actually there is no record that Mary, the mother of Christ, did visit the tomb. Why? Simply because she knew the situation of his son. And being the son, you are very much concerned what your mother is thinking about your situation. See? So, he informed her mother that he was going to the place where the Jews cannot find him.
So, after the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, Ustad, why Mary did not react when she saw Jesus Christ?
Simply because she knew that his son was not crucified. Huh? Her son was not murdered on the cross. Eh?
So, Ustad, why was the disciples terrified when saw Jesus?
Well, because the disciples during that night when the Roman soldiers catch Christ in the Garden of Gethsemane, when the Romans entered, the disciples was terribly afraid. So they go their own way, leaving Christ himself. Leaving Christ himself as what Christ had prophesied. When these people came, you will leave me alone. But I am not alone, he said. You see, Brother Halil, these are the incidents which the Christians must give importance. Why? They must examine the truth in their own Bible. Why? Because this is not an ordinary issue. It means salvation. See? Salvation. We said that without crucifixion and without resurrection, Christianity is nothing. Yes? So, Christians believe that the one who was crucified was Christ. But the Bible is very clear. Brother Ali, see? And the disciples themselves thought that when that man was crucified, they thought it was their master. But actually, he was not. I will show you one proof in the book of John, chapter 13, verse 19, verse 18 to 19. I speak not of you all. I know whom I have chosen, but that the scripture may be fulfilled. He that eateth bread with me hath lifted up his heel against me. Now I tell you before it come, that when it is come to pass, ye may believe that I am He. You see? Very clear, Brother Ali. Christ, in the presence of His disciples, made prophecy. Prophecy. And when it come, when it, what is it? The crucifixion. See? And when it is come to pass, you may believe that I am He. You see? The disciples, in other words, the disciples may believe that the one who was crucified was Christ, but it was not He. You see? Very clear. Now I tell you before it come, before it, what is this it? Before it come, that when it is come to pass, ye may believe that I am He. See? I am He. To simplify the word, you may believe that He is me. Correct? That He, Judas, is me. You get the point, Brother Ale? Very clear. So our Christian friends and brothers, being a Filipino, must reflect on this issue of crucifixion.
Because that I am is a very big issue.
Yes. Because the issue here is crucifixion, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, since the issue is crucifixion, this is very, very important. Now I tell you before it come. What is this it? It refers to the crucifixion that is about to take place. Okay? Now, before it come, when it is come to pass, ye may believe that I am He. You see? When the crucifixion happens, you may believe that the one who is crucified, being Judas, is me.
Okay.
Get the point?
Yes, Sister.
Okay. Very clear.
So that's all, Ustad. So thank you for the very, very clear information for our televiewers.
Yes.
And
Okay, I'd like to thank you, Brother Halil, for inviting me to be your guest in this program. Ask me about Islam. And we discussed a very, very sensitive issues like crucifixion. Was it Christ crucified or not? So that is very, very sensitive issues, especially for our brothers, Christians, who believe that Christ was crucified to pay the penalty
Of the humanity.
of their sins.